All right, hello guys. So today what we're going to be doing is basically just connecting to a database. So what I have is a SQL database. We're going to connect to it. We're going to connect to a couple of tables. We're going to import those tables. So basically there are two methods. You can directly, you can import a table, or you can have a direct connection to the table. That means you don't bring in the data. You keep the data in its source and you connect to it and you do all your transformations, and then you go ahead and build your charts and all that kind of stuff, so that every time you click on stuff, it actually sends that query to the database to do the work and then returns the result for you to see it visually. Okay, so with all that said, let's go do some work and quit talking, right? All right, so what we're gonna go do is we're gonna go to get data. We're gonna hit get data, and in this case we're connecting to a SQL server. So we're gonna select SQL Server here. Okay, so this is gonna prompt us for the name of the server and also the database. Of course, you see that it says it's optional, and then we have it on import. Okay, so that's what we want. We don't want direct query. Later on we're going to go over direct query. For now, the focus is import. Well, I don't know my database server's name. I don't know the name of my server, so I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to open Visual Studio, Management Studio, and I'm just going to try to grab the name of the database. Okay, so let's see here. What are we connecting to? I'm going to connect to this local instance here. And the way to get this name in my case is just right click it on properties and come up here, and you have the name here. You also have it right there. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna get this guy here. We're gonna copy him. Okay, and then we're gonna go back into our Power BI. We're gonna paste that in here, and we're gonna do that, and we're gonna hit OK. Okay, so let's see if it connects. If it connects, it gives us a second. Okay, so here we are. We have it. We see the various databases that we have in here. So let's go into this guy, the AdventureWorks 2017. So simple things. We're just gonna connect to, say, the let's go to product table. Okay, so we're gonna hit the check mark. That means we want to bring that guy in. We want to bring, let's see, maybe sales that header, and then maybe order header, order detail, and then maybe customer, and then let's bring in the person table. That way we can have some people there. Okay, all right, so then you can hit load, you can hit transform. I highly recommend you hit transform because you always kind of want to check your data types and things like that. So this is the query view. If you're not sure where you are, just kind of look up here. You see it tells you Power Query Editor. Okay, so that's what we are. That's where we are right now, in the Power Query Editor. And this is where you can do your transformations and things like that. By transformation, I mean, say, do things like change the data type. So in this case, this is brought in as numeric, as a whole numbers. You may or may not want to change that. You may want to leave it as such. But I highly recommend you go through and you do these data type changes and things like that. So, all right. So in this case, I tend to and recommend that you change anything that you're not going to do any kind of calculation on to, say, text or some other data type. Okay. So in this case, product ID, we're probably just going to be joining on these. So you can leave it as such, but I would probably change it to text in this case. Okay. So just for simplicity's sake, we're not going to change all that. But one thing I do want you to notice that in this case, where we have a relational model here, or relational database that we're connecting to, it tends to bring in the other relationships or anything that product is related to. So in this case, if you come over here, you can kind of tell that the symbol here is just drop down. Okay. But in this other case, you see it just expand. In the case that you're connecting to a relational database and you see this, it's probably bringing in like the products, tables that are related to this product table. Let me just show you what I mean by that. If I click one of these, okay, before I click on it, I want you to look at these steps. We only have two steps. We have the source, and then we have the the navigation, right? So if I click this, it's going to add a step. And that's the step I want you to pay attention to, because we're going to go ahead and delete that step. Okay, so I'll click on that, and you can see that it brings in what the bill of material table, yada 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 yada. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, so we're just going to go back out here. Okay, and that. Okay, and let's see. Adventure works. And we want just the product table. So production.product. Here we are. Okay, so this is the table we wanted. Okay, and just this, we don't want anything else. Okay, so I'm gonna come here, starting from where I see these guys. I'm gonna click on that very first one, and I will go all the way to the end. I'm gonna hold down Control Shift, and I'm gonna hit the last one, and I'm gonna right click and remove these columns. I don't want them. Okay, I don't want you guys. All right, go back where you came from, so to speak. You get my point. We don't want them included in our import. So I'm gonna do the same for the rest of them. Okay, so I'll click that, go click on that, and I forgot to hit Shift. So let's go to the beginning. Is hit that, go back here, hold down Shift, tap on that, right click and remove columns. Okay, we're gonna go back to detail, scroll over, hit that, hold down Shift, select the last one, right click and remove. Okay, so what I'm doing basically is I'm selecting the very first occurrence of this, and I'm assuming that all the way to the end this is what's happening. So I'm holding down Shift. I don't want to click on this column, hold Control down, click on that column. It's too many clickings for me. So Shift will let you multi-select a range, so to speak, assuming anything in between that range is something that you want included in that selection. Okay, okay, so I'm going to hold down Shift again, right click and remove. Okay, so there we have it. We've brought in the product tables, we brought in the sales order header table, and also the sales order detail table, customer table, and the person table. Okay, so there we have it. We have those relationships. So we're gonna do some more things. I probably don't need these guys here. I'll delete them, but you get the point, right? We're gonna do some more stuff with these things here. Let's delete these guys too. Let's go up here. I don't need these two here. I'll delete them. I don't need these guys, so I'm gonna go scroll the way back. Oh, look who's over here. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you. We're gonna delete you two. Okay, let's go to product, make sure we deleted edit. Yeah, we don't need these two either. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete those. Okay, so there you go. We have the tables that that we don't need here. Okay, so so that's that for now.